What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boyz, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm your host, Devan. This is your other host, Melo, and we are joined tonight by a special guest, B.Moses. B.Moses, how you doing tonight, man?
Special, man. You making me feel special.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a jag, man. I'm just a guy that wants to talk Buckeye football, and I'm glad to be here with you, brothers. Been looking forward to this, but I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Yeah, Melo, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. Busy. Daughter had track meeting today, so I ran from there. Had to stop, get her something to eat, and then hop on here with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. This is our second live show on the Buckeye Boyz channel. We got somebody. Hey, Emily, how you doing? Emily's joined us in there. I know Scoop's still going on over there. They keep a lot of people over there, but we're going to just keep on rolling. And when they roll in, they roll in. But fellas, I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on where we stand after 4 games in our season. We've kind of broke down. B.Moses, I've heard you talk about a couple games from time to time. Melo, obviously we do that a lot, but kind of more of an overall picture. And I guess we can start with the fact that as of now, our defense is rated the number 2 defense in the nation, and our offense is rated the number 5 offense in the nation.
Right.
Which I think is pretty darn good. I can't find too much to complain about. I do have some more stats to go along with those numbers, but that's where I wanted to start. Fellas, come on in with your thoughts about where we are this year.
Yeah, actually, I'll jump in. I was trying to find. I had the numbers pulled up from. I forget who it was on X. They posted the 2023 stats compared to 2024. I was trying to find that. It's on the school board somewhere, but I'm sure we'll get it. But the point is that I'm going to immediately attack those who would say, but you haven't played anybody, right? That's the immediate response. Mm-hmm. So a couple things. Number one, we played Notre Dame last year. Sure, big non-conference game. But just like any other school in college football, you got the one big non-conference game, and then you got your 3 cupcakes, right? Now, this year, our big non-conference game, Washington, was taken away because of the Big Ten expansion. We know that story.
Right.
But my point is that our offense was still nowhere near statistically where they are this year, even playing those cupcakes last year. So you just can't throw that out and say, oh, nobody cares. No, it matters. You're seeing better execution. You're seeing growth in the O-line. You're seeing diversity in the play calling. You're seeing a better run game because of the schemes with Chip and the growth of the O-line. You're seeing a quarterback who, in my opinion, is better for this team. No shot at Kyle. He's cool. But you're just seeing a much better collaboration of all those things I just mentioned, which is basically bearing out in the numbers. Sure, we're going to play tougher competition and we'll see how they do, but don't try to wipe away what's been done so far because you just hate Ohio State. It's definitely impressive, but we obviously want to see them keep it going with the tougher comp coming.
Absolutely. I second everything he says. The O-line is absolutely more improved. I think that's a direct reflection on Chip and his scheme and his firsthand touch on this offense. I think Will Howard is I wouldn't say he's perfect for this offense, but he's close to perfect for the offensive scheme and what we're asking him to do. And then the wide receivers, how do you guard that and stop the run? So you're always going to be perplexed on, as a DC, on what should I do on this play? Do we stop the run and commit to it? Or then maybe fall for the play action and Optimus Prime or Emeka or Carnell Tate or Ennis kills us over the top or down the seam? Or do we take away the wide receivers and let Travion and Q just run wild on us? And especially with the blocking, I think that's one of the biggest changes is the wide receiver blocking this season compared to last season. Absolutely. So I think that's immense. Yeah. And that's also why I think that's what separates Optimus Prime from all the other receivers that they're trying to compare him to right now as we speak. In the defense, 45% pressure rate without blitzing, number 1 in the nation. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And that's also like one of the reasons I think that we should be pressing with our DBs. Even though Aiden Childs is a running quarterback and he's very mobile, if you cage rush with the front four, and then you just, if you're in 3 linebacker set, let one of them spy the quarterback, you can still stop the run in the quarterback run and contain him and put pressure on him, especially now that Tyleek is back. And then you could also press and disrupt the routes that the wide receivers are trying to run. And you must not forget we have the 2 best safeties behind them in the country. So I just wanted to address that real quick because somebody wrote in our comments about that, like why they were playing off.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of what's kind of stood out to me is, especially after this Marshall and Michigan State game, is what everybody talked about directly after the game: the defense. What's going on with the defense? And we, talked to Brett Jackson yesterday, and he brought up the good point that, hey, you got to play 4 quarters of football. So, but I got a little worried too, watching Michigan State pass on us, watching what Marshall did. And then you go and you look at like the stats for the season, and we're the number 2 defense in yards per game. We only allow 196.5 yards per game. We're the number 1 scoring defense, 6.75 points per game. The number 3 red zone defense, the number 3 rushing defense. We only allow 61.8 yards per game. And we're the number 9 passing defense at 134.8 passing yards per game. Now, does that last being number 9 in the passing defense, does it surprise me a little bit? It honestly does. It really does. Is number 9 in the nation pretty good? Will that win you a natty? I think so. I think we're doing pretty good, man. So, to talk about the defense directly and then to take a step back and look at the overall bigger picture. Yeah, there's some things we want to clean up. Melo, you brought it up, the press on the DBs. Jim Knowles said, yeah, we need to press more in his press conference. That's what he said. But, that's what these teams are out to do. They're out to scheme against us. And yes, sometimes they're going to succeed in that. But overall, we've been getting the turnovers. Look at the scoreboard. Yeah, Michigan State, they ran the ball down the field a couple times, passed the ball down the field a couple times. But how many points did they put on the board?
Right.
7, So as far as the defense goes, man, like I said, number 2 defense overall, the number 1 scoring, and honestly, the number 3. If you look at the way the fans have been talking, you would not think we are the number 3 rushing defense in the nation. You know what I mean? Dang.
Yeah.
Left the phone on loud. But yeah,
my phone stays chirping during the pod, so it's like, who cares? They'll be all right.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Steely in the chat. CW, what's up, man? Dennis is in the chat. I'm gonna be down at the Oregon game with Dennis here. So yeah, good stuff. But what's your guys' thoughts? Like, do you feel that from the fans, and maybe did you feel that from yourself? Are you surprised to hear that we have the number 3 rushing defense in the nation after watching some of these games? Does that surprise you at all?
You want to go, Melo?
Oh, not for me, it doesn't. I mean, really, just the beginning of the team up North State ran on us a little bit in the beginning, but I mean, they finished the game with 47 rushing yards and under 3 yards per carry. So, I mean, if you watch all the other games that we played, we dominated. It's under 2 yards per carry. Like, I think we're averaging 2.1 yards per carry, which is insane.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all.
B.Moses? We're of the same ilk. Listen, we're going to watch the game 3 or 4 times. We're going to be more, we're going to pay more attention to certain things. So that's not going to go over our heads. We're definitely not surprised. But I can see fans who just watch the game in the moment and the emotion and just have the bad plays burnt in their mind without going back and seeing what happened and then watching the full game for perspective. I can see those like, man, dang, man, like, how are we that high in rushing defense when we got gashed in the first quarter for 2 minutes straight? But you got to watch. It's a 4-quarter game, though. And that's what's in our brains as football heads is just like we see the overall picture. Now, obviously, I'm not saying there's no credence to having any concern with the slow starts. I talked about that last Sunday. However, though, it's a 4-quarter game, and our boys are shutting them down and adjusting, and it's really not a problem overall. So, yeah.
Yeah, they are. B.Moses, there's something I really got to get your opinion on too. I'll read these stats from a couple of our defensive players. I'm going to read like the three leading tacklers on the team, and then we'll go with the sacks. But the leading tackler on the team is Sonny Styles. He has 6 solo tackles with 1 sack. Ransom's got 20 tackles. He's got 14 solo tackles. And Arvell Reese has 15 tackles with 8 solo tackles. But Sonny Styles, leading tackler on the team, the player on the defense getting the most criticism out of everybody. And I can kind of see why sometimes, but if you take a step back and look at what he's transitioning into, it's only his 4th game, all that stuff. So I'm not going to keep going. B.Moses, I want your thoughts on the Sonny Styles stuff.
This is a delicious question. I love this. This is great. And I say that because, we all got our group chats. I got a couple of group chats, but one of my group chats, man, it's like Sonny's like, man, like, here's the problem. You have the expectations of the fans, right? Not just the fans, but the media, right? So you got all this build up about Sonny Styles, 5-star legacy, son of Lorenzo Styles and freak athlete, comparing him to Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. You got all this lofty stuff. And then the build up to the season, you see him out there and he just looks okay to not great sometimes. Let's just be honest. So that's not saying he's terrible. I don't think he's trash, but with the expectations and the lack of seeing him pop, we haven't really seen him pop. Like, ooh, Sonny in on the play again. Ooh, Sonny read that and anticipated and blew that up. We're not seeing that. We're seeing him, okay, he's in position sometimes or even most of the time, and he's making the play, but it's not flashy. It's not even Arvell Reese. You feel me? So I think that's the issue with Sonny Styles is that expectations mixed with lack of pop plays on the field to say he is living up to the hype. Right now, he feels like a disappointment to a lot of fans for all the reasons I just stated. So great question.
Yeah. In terms of the linebacker room as well, I hear a lot of people raving about Arvell Reese, rightfully so. And then I think a lot of people are getting confused because they're like, why is he not playing more? Why is he not playing more? Why is he not playing more? I think people forget he's not playing more because he would have to come in for Cody Simon. That's who he would have to come in for. That's the position that he learned. He said that in his interview. That's the position that he has. So it's not like you can't interchange those two out. And I feel him though. I want Arvell Reese on the field a lot too, but then do you want him on the field enough to take our block O off the field? Melo, that question's for you. I know you'll love that question.
No, not for me. Cody Simon is the leader of this defense, him and Caleb Downs. So, you can't take your leader and your green dot and your block O off the field. It's just can't happen. You just have to split reps. And if you're playing a predominantly running team like Iowa, I expect to see 3 linebacker sets. So I think he'll be on the field anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, B.Moses, what about you? What do you do in that scenario when you got a player like Arvell Reese that, he deserves more reps on the field? Like, what do you do with that? Do you put Cody Simon over at will and bring him into the mic, or what do you do?
Absolutely not. So you definitely don't move Cody from the mic. I think what you do, because it's a long season, you just try to, a few more reps here and there, a few more reps, just bring him in a little more in situations, give Cody a rest sometimes, because, he's been a little injury prone, Cody Simon, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So taking reps away from him a little bit in the game might be good for the long term and also helps Reese to get even more experience. Now, just as a side note, I think I'm confident Reese, because I heard the press conference as well where No said he's on a trajectory for greatness, and we don't want to take him off of that, right?
Yeah.
I get that. However, I'm confident in a pinch, if Reese had to play Will, I'm confident he could play Will very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would do. And also just kind of doubling back real quick to Sonny Styles.
Mhm.
I really, really, really cannot wait to see how he plays against Iowa this week with his big frame and our 3 linebacker set. A lot of inside drill type of plays. I want to see how he plays in this game, and I think that'll really tell me a lot because he's not as quick with his feet now that he's put on weight. I've noticed. I'm not saying he's freaking Austin Spittler. Only real heads remember that name with the cankles, Spittler. Anyway, but he's just more of a physical, 4-3 linebacker type of player now. So I'm just curious to see that. But anyway, yeah, just a few more reps per game, sparingly, and just work him in when you can. And if something happens, you're going to have a monster down the line to step in with some experience under his belt.
Yeah, no doubt. We're on the linebacker room, so I got to stay here because I got a pretty I got a player that doesn't get much playing time that I'm a big fan of, and every time he's got in, he's made a lot of good plays. But I feel like you could almost go to every position group on this team. We're so stacked, we're so loaded, we're so deep. And you could make an argument that this person deserves more playing time, but we got to remember, this team is just stacked. It's just what it is, man.
Yeah.
And Ryan Day said in his press conference that this game, because everybody was like, how are you going to juggle getting people experience versus, hey, we got to win this game? And he just straight up said, nah, we playing people to win this game. It don't matter. That's what we're doing. This isn't about let's get them experience or whatever. But Gabe Powers, man, I've loved what I've seen from him when he's come in, but then you go into the same predicament where you're investing into Sonny, you're investing in the CJ. There's only so many of these reps to go around. At what point in time does a player earn the right to take investment steps away, if that makes sense, from a CJ or from, somebody else in that room? So what's your guys' opinion on that? Is there a way to sneak Gabe in more? Or is it just what it is? The room is just so stacked and loaded that his time will come. You just got to wait and the time will come.
Go ahead, Melo. I'm about to pull up our schedule real quick so I can respond.
With Gabe Powers, I think you just got to wait. It's just so many people in front of him. I think he probably should get more reps than CJ unless you're just using CJ straight up to blitz. But outside of that, I think who's he gonna see time over? It isn't Sonny. It's definitely not Arvell, and it's not gonna be Cody. So it's kind of tough on that one. He just gotta wait his time and just get the reps when he can and just make something happen like he's been doing.
Yeah. So I just took a peek at the schedule, and the reason I did that is because obviously we're running out of games where guys can just get in the fourth quarter, right?
Right.
Now this team may surprise us, but I mean, shoot, we may even blow out Iowa. I mean, and listen, I'm not predicting that. I know this is a tough, hard-nosed Big Ten game, and we're ready, and we're not overlooking them and all that other crap. But I would not be surprised if we popped in with 50 to 13 or something like that at all.
Yeah.
But with that said, looking at the schedule, I see Purdue and Northwestern as bloodbaths, right? So there's 2 more games for Gabe Powers to play a lot in the second half. Now, someone said, Austin Spittler was a good pull. I'm going to do another pull. Remember, James Laurinaitis against the team up north at the Big Blouse, right? Bobby Carpenter goes down with the broken ankle. He comes in after the whole season of doing the same thing, getting in blowouts and stuff like that, comes in, steps up big time. The rest is history. So it's just there's only so much you can do. You pick away at the reps. You pick away. And towards the end of the season, and not even talking about the playoffs, we still got the playoffs, y'all.
Yeah.
So like Melo said, it's just, you take your time. You bring him in when you can. And hopefully he maximizes the reps, which he has been doing. And then if something goes down, God forbid, or he's needed, he'll be ready like a little animal. That's just what I believe. But to your point, Dev, it's exciting and great to see that we have guys who are actually popping, that come off the bench, as opposed to when they get out there, they look like clowns. That's a beautiful thing to not have to say, dang, if somebody go down, we're toast. And I don't feel that way. So
right.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like third and fourth stringers coming in and popping. You know what I mean? So like it just shows the immense amount of depth that we have on this roster.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. You know, you saw it with the O-line, the beginning of the year. Austin Searveld had to fill in, right? And what did he do? He played himself into position now where he is splitting reps with Tegra.
Right.
So now you see the same thing going on the defensive line. Tyleik Williams was out, right? So what'd they do? They had to start giving people more reps and more chances. And we saw Hero Canoe come in. Okay, right? But then, you know, Tywone Malone came in and K-Mac came in. And, you know, every time K-Mac has gotten the game, he has absolutely been a train wrecker. And then you look at the snaps this last game, I think it went Ty Hamilton, then K-Mac. You know, K-Mac was the number 2 defensive tackle. So, like I said, in dang near every position group on the team, it's like when a starter goes out or, you know, needs a break or something, these guys are coming in and they're making the fans say, hey, we want to see more of this dude. I mean, sit back and think of how amazing that is to have, you know, as a team. Like, what position group are you running into? You know, you got Jermaine Matthews to come in, you know, when Burke got out for the targeting call. Yeah.
Fake targeting.
The fake targeting. And then, you know, it's an absolute beautiful thing to see. Speaking of K-Mac defensive line, JT's got 2.5 sacks this year. Mitchell Melton has 2. Tyleek's got 1.5. CJ Hicks has 1.5. So brings us up to this point that keeps getting brought. I see it get brought up a lot. It's like once or twice a year. If you're a Buckeye fan, you've heard it. Jim Knowles, Larry Johnson, they're in this argument. They're not getting along. Larry's promising recruits a bunch of sacks. Jim Knowles is sitting back in protection and not wanting to, you know, lose the lanes or whatever the saying is. But what's your guys' thoughts on pressure this year from our D-line? Melo mentioned a stat already that gives you my answer. But B.Moses, thoughts on the pressure from the D-line this year?
Yeah, first of all, I'm definitely getting tired of this Real Housewives rumor between freaking Knowles and, I mean, to me, that's what it is. Like, you look around, you dig around, it's like, where's the evidence of this? Like,
yeah,
come on, man. I call cap on it, but whatever. But so I'm kind of in between. A part of me, because listen, I know you guys listen to the press conferences. I can tell by how you're quoting them. I am one of those press conference nerds. Like, some of my boys make fun of me because it's boring or whatever. Like, listen, I get little nuggets from press conferences. And you also, and especially when you listen to guys like Knowles, he kind of tells you how he thinks. I don't think he's just up there coach speaking. So anyway, I lay that out to say, I believe that Knowles has a plan. I think there's an overall agenda. Like, they keep repeating how it's a long season. They know they have a veteran team who can handle certain things. Like, for example, against Marshall and against Michigan State, we were scratching our heads over some of the schematics, right? Like, you know, why are we playing such soft coverage coming out? Why are we, you know, and against Marshall, why we had 5-man boxes sometimes and they were running a quarterback. Why? And then I was thinking, like, is he purposely doing this? Like, okay, we want to see our front four to see how they can rush the passer, you know, without the benefit of XYZ. I'm saying all this to say that I don't believe what we've seen so far is necessarily a true representation of the full force of what our front seven can do getting pressure. I just don't feel like we've revealed everything. And also, not to discount the fact that Tyleek hasn't played in the last 2 games, who is a stout hog in that middle. And so I'm kind of a wait and see right now. I haven't been pleased, but I also haven't been panicking for the reasons I just stated. So I think they're going to eat against Iowa with that statue back there and Tyleek back. I think they're going to look a lot better.
Melo?
For me, I think the D-line's playing well, and like B.Moses said, they haven't shown anything or everything. They haven't need to on either side of the ball. And I think we're about to start seeing it, and especially come October 12th, really going to see it. So once they start unleashing everybody, I think it's going to be bonanza. I think a lot of people, that's when the national media is going to be like, oh, this team is legit. Outside the few that already picked them, like Joe Klatt and Josh Pate that picked them to win the Natty, and Andy and Ari Wasserman. Those are like the only ones that picked them. Everybody else was Georgia, Bama, Oregon. So I think that's when October 12th, I think, is when the national media is going to be like, oh, they're for real.
I want to jump in, if you don't mind. Something just came to my mind. When Melo was talking, it reminded me of something. I actually forgot to do this. I meant to post it on my page. But did y'all catch when Jim Knowles was talking about Caleb Downs and they asked him how he was popping? He said that's because he wasn't activated yet.
Yeah.
Right. Did y'all peep that?
I did.
Listen, this goes with what I'm saying about how we haven't showed things yet. These coaches, they know what's at stake this year. They know what's at stake. Okay. So the fact that Knowles came out publicly and said, oh, the reason why you saw Downs doing what he was doing is because we activated him. He wasn't activated before. That tells you they have a philosophy of holding things back for certain moments. It's not just a conspiracy theory. So, so what we're saying has credence based off of that alone. You know what I'm saying? So, because you're right. Because here's the other thing. Be careful out there, because you will jump the gun and say, oh, it's not good if our safeties have to make tackles. Well, it depends on what we're being asked to do on defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know the full picture before you make definitive statements. So anyway, I just wanted to jump in and say that, drop that little nugget out there, because it was I was like, ooh.
Well, hey, he gave another little nugget in that same thing, because I know you guys heard this in the beginning of the year. Where's Caleb Downs? Where's Caleb Downs? What's going on? What's going on? Well, Jim Knowles told you where he was. He was back there stopping the deep balls. And Jim Knowles brought it up perfectly. Hey, you wonder why they ain't taking shots down the field? Because Caleb Downs is back there knowing exactly what they're trying to do. He's in the passing lane where he's supposed to be. He's doing his thing. But us as fans, if he's not coming up and tackling at the line or getting interceptions, well, he's not going to get interceptions if they're not throwing his way. Why aren't they throwing his way? Because he's right where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, because the dude is a very smart football player. So Jim Knowles kind of reminded me too, because I might have fell into that trap a little bit at the beginning of the season. Emotionally, I was like, dang, Caleb. But then Jim Knowles reminds you didn't hear about him. He's back here doing his thing. But yeah, the activated thing, I love the word he uses there. I haven't activated him yet. It's just like kind of scary, man. It's kind of a scary word to use.
This is my little brother from the military. He's not a huge college fan. He's here to support us, but he's asking a legit question because he follows the NFL. He doesn't really follow college. So you guys want to take a shot at that?
Yeah, B.Moses, take that.
Oh, you talking about one on the screen?
Yeah.
I think it was J.K. Dobbins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Dobbins or Sermon? Was it Trey Sermon or was it?
I would say Dobbins as well. I mean,
because Dobbins having a better.
He said last best, so we're allowed an opinion in there.
I didn't peep that best. My bad. Yeah. I just quickly read it. So yeah, definitely Dobbins.
Yep. Yeah, the chat. They're Zeke, Dobbins, or Sermon. Yeah, that's who. They're all saying in there.
And it's funny because I have another friend that's a huge UGA fan from the military. And he was like, Malachi Starks is the best safety in America. Now, you have to realize, like, Malachi, Travis Hunter, KJ Bowden, Caleb Downs are all right here near in the Gwinnett County area. So I've seen them all play high school. And it's always been Travis Hunter, Caleb Downs, Malachi, and then KJ Bowden in that order in terms of high school, what they were doing down here. And I told him, like, no, Caleb Downs is the best safety in America. And he was posting all this stuff from the Clemson game and the interception. I'm like, dude, they're throwing it at Malachi. They don't even throw at Caleb Downs. That should tell you everything you need to know. They have so much respect for that dude. They won't even throw it his way. And we haven't even activated him. Like he said, I didn't use the word activating, but it fits right now. But I said, they're not even asking Caleb Downs to do anything yet because they don't have to. So like, it was just rewarding and fulfilling to see Jim Knowles saying the same thing that I just said to a UGA fan.
Yeah.
Real quick. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Do your thing.
Two things real quick. First of all, Melo, you in the Georgia area?
Yeah, I live in Georgia, Gwinnett County.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know that. So, number one, not if, but when we make it to the Natty, we got to link up, bro. I got to come down to because I believe the national championship is at the Mercedes-Benz Dome, right?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm in Tallahassee. I ain't far from Melo, so we'll all go down there.
Oh,
man.
you gotta come up. You gotta come up, bro. So
come up
and
there.
I got mad people's down in Atlanta. My wife, she went to school in Atlanta. I got mad friends who moved from Columbus to Atlanta. So that's like sort of a second Southern home. So that's just
Really
one thing to project. Number two, I think we got to nickname ourselves the Press Conference Boys, man. I finally found some cats who watch pressers.
Yeah.
What's good?
Yeah, I like that though. That's
Hey,
pretty funny.
But yeah, so as I'm watching the press conferences, B.Moses, I have a notepad in front of me and I take notes. Now, we're recording another video on the press conferences, or I'd get my notebook out now. But Chip Kelly, he had a couple nuggets he threw in there, and I got a tinfoil hat thing on something he said at the end of his. But Chip Kelly in his press conferences, I could listen to him talk at those things all day long, bro. I love it. He said, what's the best thing? I can go to the bathroom, man. There's a bathroom up there in the press box. And
I posted that on Twitter, man. That was hilarious.
The funny thing is he never did actually answer the question. That was his answer. He just said that and he moved on, bro. So can you imagine being the beat reporter that asked that question and be like, that's what you gave me? Go to the bathroom. I'm like, I love it, dude.
I think it was great. Spencer that asked that question. I like how he interacts with Tim. That's the best. He's like, oh, you're going to ask 3 or 4 questions in one, huh?
Yeah. Well, hey, we're at a point in the show where we're going to try a little something here. We're going to see how it goes. Chat, if you're watching, bear with us here. We're going to try to bring a 4th person on. Kenyatta Jackson Sr., a.k.a. Bread. We're about to try to bring him on here and see what this thing does when I hit add to the stage here.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't see him I can't see him right now on his camera.
His camera off.
Yeah, he might have turned his camera off. I'm going to wait till he pops back up before I bring him on here. But while we're doing that, here he is. Okay, let's hit add to stage. Let's see. There he is.
Okay.
Yo,
the man, the myth, the legend.
What up? We can't hear you.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, legend?
What's up, sir?
What up, Brad?
Brad,
this is B.Moses. He has very involved on YouTube and Twitter, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. Very knowledgeable. So we've been chatting it up with him the whole time. So just wanted to give you all a quick introduction to each other. But Brad, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing magnificent, man. Magnificent.
Yeah, we're all 3 on Sonny Styles' side, so you don't got to worry about us today. It's all good up in here, So you came in at the perfect time. We've been really hitting the defense. We're going to go ahead and switch over to offense. I'm going to read a couple stats from a couple of the players on offense, and we'll dive into that a little bit. Will Howard, the quarterback that half the Buckeye fans didn't want anything to do with. The other half wanted him. He's got 8 TDs on 2 interceptions. He's 72 for 105. He's got 68.6%. He's got 1,039 yards. I am in love with what Will Howard is doing in this offense with Chip Kelly's schemes. Am I in love with everything he's done? Obviously not, but show me a quarterback in the nation that you're in love with everything the dude has done up until this point. So, Brett, let's get your thoughts on Will this year, man.
We're doing he's doing a tremendous job. I was listening to some of you guys, which I was saying earlier. I like what B.Moses was saying. But Will Howard, man, he's legit, man. He's very legit. But like I told y'all last night, and like B.Moses said a little while ago, listen, it's all about checkers and chess, man. It's all about the play calling, how they're not showing too much. Hey, you shouldn't. Why? You got big time games coming down the line. Why show everything? No, you shouldn't. But he's doing a tremendous job. He's been patient. Now, he do make mistakes, but that's a part of the package. That's a part of the territory. That's what it is. But other than that, man, I don't have nothing bad to say at all, period. I got all good things for him. I think he's going to get greater as the season progress. And He's gonna be great.
Yep.
Yeah, B Moses, give us your thoughts, man.
Yeah, man, y'all have heard me gush about Will Howard, man. I agree with Kenyatta Senior, man. Like Will Howard to me is great for what we need. I think that the challenge for some fans is you immediately try to compare and who's the most recent great, CJ Stroud,
Right.
ball placement specialist, just stupid accurate. And he's not that, but he also ain't trash. I mean, he's been accurate. He's been accurate this year. He's thrown nice balls. He hasn't been perfect. There's been some plays he wants back, bad decision making. But overall, he seems calm in the pocket. He's clean. He's showing that he can make the throws that Chip Kelly is asking him to make in his offense. Because y'all notice, and just another one thing, I don't want to start a whole thing, but I keep hearing this narrative that he has a trash deep ball. But I haven't seen him throw that many deep balls. And if you consider a deep ball to be a 40, 50-yard bomb, we haven't been doing that. And he's been throwing the 20 to 25 intermediate route balls very, very accurately. To me, it hasn't been an accuracy issue. It's been more of a decision issue or, trying to force something. Or like on the controversial interception with J.J. Smith, who came out and said that he could have did better with his route, right? Now, maybe Day and Chip Kelly will pull Will to the side and say, hey, if you see the receiver starting his route off poorly, then abandon that and check down to your second read. I can see that being coached to Will. But stuff like that, to me, I feel like is not egregious. Overall, I think he has the smarts. He has the ability to execute the offense, and we haven't seen his legs like that. So, yeah, man, I don't want to ramble too much, but I'm excited about Will Howard. And I think he's just going to get better and better and better with the coaching and the experience around all these Ferraris and Bugattis in this offense this year. Amen.
Yeah. Hey, I know you really can't answer this question because it's a what if, but just for fun, if we had Will Howard last year, would we have won a natty? Just for fun.
Yes.
Brett says yes.
Yes.
Melo?
Absolutely.
B.Moses?
So it cut out. So all I heard was if we had, then it cut out on me. What you say?
So just for fun, I was saying just for fun, I know that there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, but if we had Will Howard at quarterback last year, do we win the natty?
Yes.
I love it. I like it. Yeah.
But
I agree.
That brings another question. Do we win a natty this year? Does everybody come back?
Yes. This team
still
is
think everybody
loaded.
come back?
Oh, wait, you said if people didn't come back?
No.
I mean, would they come back if we won a natty? Will all these guys come back?
No.
Would Trey have
They
came
would be
back?
gone.
That's a good question. Now that's a good one.
Because in this hypothetical scenario, we beat the team up north. We beat Scum, right? So that box is checked. Then you win the natty, that box is checked. So they're not coming back. So that's kind of the trade-off. I mean, but a natty is a natty. I'll take it.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, everybody's agreeing. Yeah, Sean, that was you. I put your comment up on. Everybody knows Sean's the one that said if we had Will Howard last year, we're going to win the natty. Sean, I got you, bro. I put you up there on that.
Yeah. Yep.
Mello, you got any quick thoughts on Will Howard? And we'll go over to our
Absolutely. I think Will Howard is amazing. There's a few things. First, he said, I haven't even started running yet. So you got to remember that. That's still part of the offensive package. Also, my favorite thing that he said after they beat the team up North State, he said, man, I can't wait to get out of this state. Let's go home. So I'm all 100% behind Will. You have to realize some of the receivers did drop balls, so his percentage could be a little bit higher. He is throwing a better looking ball in the beginning of the season. I couldn't understand why all his balls look like ducks, but they're starting to have tight spiral. I don't know if he fixed his mechanics or whatever. Either way, it's showing an improvement, and he works hard. And he's just a leader. He has that swag about him. Kyle McCord had zero swag. You go to the sideline, no emotions. Like, I would hate to play for a kid like that, to be honest with you. I don't know how the team did it, but they did. I guess because they're all professional and they have the bigger goal in mind. But I'm 100% pleased with Will Howard.
Yeah, I am as well. My biggest thing, when we were told we were getting him, I went back and I watched every film possible that there was on Will Howard. And at the end of the play, at the end of doing all that, the main thing I said is this dude's a gamer. He loves to play football. And that's when you see that emotion. He scores his rushing touchdown and goes to the crowd, and he's like this. You know, did you see Kyle McCord ever do it? Like the dude is getting everybody ramped up. Watch him on the sidelines. Watch him in the huddle. Watch him at the line. He's in the game. He's getting everybody pumped up. I love it as well. But we're onto this same thing. When we talked about the defensive side of the ball, we talked about how when the second and third stringers are coming in, they're making a point to say, hey, we need to see them on the field more, but there's all this skill in front of them. Well, it's the same thing on the offensive side of the ball when you got Quinshaw Judkins and Trey Henderson, and then we'll get to the receivers in a minute. But Quinshaw's got 5 touchdowns on the year. He's got 47 carries for 390 yards. He's averaging 8.3 yards per carry. Trey's got 4 touchdowns, 31 carries for 276 yards, and 8.9 yards per carry average. Now, I'll go ahead and say this for everybody that's about to talk about the running backs. They wouldn't be able to do this without the offensive line. So maybe we should have started with the offensive line first. So we'll bundle it together. I love what the offensive line is doing. They're opening up these creases and these holes for these running backs to do it. And as much as I don't want to say it, maybe Justin Fry deserves a little more credit there for the developmental side of it. But, Brad, let's get your thoughts on what the offensive line is doing and what both of these running backs are doing this year on our offense.
Man, look at here, man. We got some tow trucks, some dualies. We got some of everything, man, and I'm loving it, man. And the good part about it is that Will Howard don't need to run because the O-line is solid. From left tackle to the right tackle. Them people is dangerous, man. Them people is dangerous, solid. They standing on standard and business at the same time. And they with it. And I'm loving it.
Yeah, I feel you. B.Moses?
Yeah, man, I agree with all that. I agree with all. I couldn't say it as dope as he said it, but yeah, man. Listen, I feel like there's a little bit of vindication here because, again, last year we broke in 3 new starters on the O-line, right? 3 new starters with a new quarterback. Remember that. That all matters. So you got a year of growth with that, and then of hearing how trash they are, how bad they are off season. That was the number one thing, like, fans wanted to talk to me about and others about is, hey, the O-line's going to suck. It doesn't matter how many toys we have. The O-line sucks. I mean, this is from Buckeye fans, right? So to see them come out and play like this and see Chip Kelly step in and just kind of add to the development that was already taking place, it's just a thing of beauty to see, man. And they're only going to get better. I don't think they've hit a ceiling yet. I think they're just starting to cook, like for real. So I'm just excited, man. I'm excited overall, but I love a good vindication story. And yes, Justin Fry, I'm not going to act like he didn't deserve any slack at all because, he probably did deserve. But it's quiet right now with Fry. Nobody's talking Justin Fry right now. So I know he's kind of sitting back with the wife like, but there's still work to do. Yeah.
Well, we got
that's because it's not recruiting season yet.
Yeah.
He's got to land some bigger fish to just take that O-line to the next level. I mean, development wise, Justin Fry is doing his thing. Like nobody can dispute that. And you combine Justin Fry with his developmental skills and Chip Kelly, and I mean, you have a happy marriage. The running games, we have the 2 best running back duo in the country. So the wide receivers blocking, I'm telling you, that's a huge difference. And I'm very impressed with this team, and I can't wait until the bigger challenges come so they can prove it even more. And I love that shirt, Bread, skilled at every position. That says it all.
Yeah, that's clean.
You better believe it, Captain. You better believe it, Captain.
That's the Buckeyes, man. That's the Buckeyes right there. I had to put the All-American offensive lineman from Ohio State doesn't like the offensive lineman. That's what he said in his comment there. So I got to put him on blast. That's what he gets for coming in
Bert
here
Carton
saying that. Yeah. He says, I hate the O-line and all the offensive linemen, period. It's clearly a joke, everybody.
I'm surprised they call them turd sandwiches.
He's trolling. But yeah, man, offensive line, the running game. So check this out. We got the number 5 offense in the nation, and everybody is talking about they love the diversity of it. I actually read a article, and I cannot remember where it was at. They were talking about Will Howard and how they can't put him in the top 5 or an elite quarterback because Ohio State hasn't found their niche on the offensive side of the ball. They're all over the place. They don't know their identity. I literally read that somewhere. Well, they're the number 5 offensive in the nation, 534 yards per game. And I found this interesting. They're the number 14 passing offense and the number 14 rushing offense. So it's a pretty equal thing there. The one I like the most is we are number 1 in the red zone. When we get in the red zone, 15 of the 16 times we have scored touchdowns. One time we kicked a field goal because of a penalty that put us back. We're number 3 scoring, 48.8 points per game. And we're number 5 in sacks allowed. So there's some pretty good statistics for our offense this year. But speaking of the offense, we cannot talk about Ohio State offense without talking about the receivers and Melo's favorite player on the team, Optimus Prime. This dude has 19 catches, 5 touchdowns, 364 yards, and he's averaging 19.2 yards per catch. I want you guys to listen to the average of our wide receiver room right now. Their average catches. Mex got 2 touchdowns, 21 catches, 362 yards. He's averaging 17.2 yards per catch. And as some would say, our number 3 wide receiver, they're all number 1 in my eyes, literally. But Tate, 14 catches, 219 yards, 1 touchdown. He's averaging 15.6 yards per catch. So, and that just tells half the story of what our wide receivers are doing. Melo brought it up. My favorite part about the wide receivers this year are the blocking. So, Bread, give us your thoughts on what our receivers are doing this year in the offense.
Man, listen, they doing an amazing job. Salute to Coach Harline. And listen, man, those guys are playing their part. Whatever they've been told, coach, whatever the case may be behind them closed door, and they come on that field, on that battlefield, they doing what they're supposed to do because it's showing dramatically. So listen, I want to see a game where who gonna stop these people? You can't even stop half of the field. like you, man. Listen, the team is loaded, bro. It's loaded. What you gonna do? You got 2 double head monsters in the backfield with the quarterback who got legs but haven't been used yet. A solid O-line, and you got 4. Matter of fact, you got 6 elite receivers, and 2 of those tight ends are a part of that as well. Man, what you gonna do when them people ride on all cylinders going forward in the season, bro? Like, what you gonna do? They gonna get a DC hell. Mm-hmm. That man might end up getting a divorce, losing his marriage, putting his marriage in shambles. Man, listen here, man. These people finna go Buckeye nuts on these people out here, man. Straight just like that.
B.Moses, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, hey, I love it, man. We gotta link back up with Kenyatta Senior again, man.
Yeah.
For sure. But look, this is gonna be my last piece, and I'm gonna hop off and put these babies to sleep.
Gotcha.
But check it out. So listen, I want to say this. I know there's debate between Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams, right? In Alabama. It's a fun little debate. Listen, both are dope. Both are crazy. But I'll say this, though, to your point, Dev, with the stats. Jeremiah Smith, 364 for 5 TDs. Emeka Egbuka, 362 for 2 TDs. Cornell Tate, 219 for 1 TD, right? Pretty spread out, well even, right? Yeah. Look at Ryan Williams. He has 462 yards, 5 TDs. The next closest is Journey Jeremy Bernard with 150 and 1 TD, and Kobe Prentice with 92 yards and 1 TD. So my point I'm trying to make is, how much more would J.J. Smith have if he didn't have another first rounder in Emeka Ibuka Eaton on top of maybe a future first rounder in Carnell Tate Eaton? You know what I'm saying? This is like just something to think about in that whole debate. But with that said, J.J. Smith, I said this in my last pod. This is why what we're seeing now is why Ryan Day was so dramatic at the podium with his buckling knees and all that other stuff. This is why the dude is cold. And he's only a freshman. He's only going to get better. He's not going to hit no freshman wall, y'all. It's not happening. Right. He's too weathered. He's too trained. He's too much of a dog. So yeah, bro. To like Kenyatta Senior said, he mentioned the tight ends, and it's the last thing I'll say. Because even Chip mentioned this. Again, y'all, watch the press conference, boys. Watch the press conferences. He said, it depends on, he asked the question about what they're doing on offense, and it really depends on what the defense is doing. Simple answer, right? Makes sense. But he mentioned the tight ends, and it's like, hey, if the tight ends will eat, if the defense is showing something, then the tight ends might eat that day. And I feel like I'm very confident in G. Scott catching balls after that game he had against Michigan State. And I'm hoping we can get Thurman activated a little more because he's a freak. He just needs confidence and more reps and just for things to click. But anyway, to your point, I'm excited. We loaded. We just need to stay focused, and I'm out.
All right, B.Moses, thanks for joining us, brother. We got to do it again, homie.
Yes, we will. We will.
Appreciate you, man. We'll definitely have you back on, man. Shout out Scoop over there. You catch B.Moses every Sunday night over there on Scoop, and you're all over X and Twitter and everything else, man. So
and Facebook,
6
man.
p.m.
Yep, follow me on all the socials and all that. Unless you're a troll. I'm gonna block you.
All right, B.Moses. Appreciate you, brother. Go Bucks.
Right, OH. Yep, peace.
Later, brother. IO.
Did nobody say IO after I said it?
I just said it.
Crazy,
I thought you meant it for B.Moses to say.
I did. I did. He left me hanging, man.
The show ain't over yet.
Heck nah. But I want to, hit on the receivers as well because, I only read stats for 3 of them, but Bread, you brought it up. We said it in our last pre-recorded show, but I want the chat. What do I want you to put in there? The point I'm trying to make, and I want to know if the chat agrees with this. Does the chat agree that Brandon Ennis needs to get more snaps? But if you do, then how's that look? Is he sharing more reps with Carnell Tate? Is he sharing more reps with Emeka Ibuka? Is he sharing more reps with J.J. Smith? Or is he taking a little reps from all 3 of those guys and him getting more reps? So how do you do that? How do you incorporate him in the game more? And dang, fellas, hey, you guys are going to have to run this show because I forgot I said I was going to bring Cujo on live. So
go ahead. I'm going to answer that question while you're going.
Yeah, y'all handle that. I'll be back.
So for me, B.I. definitely deserves to play. Besides special teams, and he needs to play with the first team, not the second or the third string. So I want to see B.I. play, and I think you could take reps mainly from Emeka because he's a slot receiver, but he can play a little bit outside, but mainly is going to come from Emeka, and there's no way on God's green earth do you take Optimus Prime off the field for anybody on the team. That's just my feeling. What about you, Brad?
I totally agree with you. What you just said. But he needs to be more on the field for anything. But we're gonna see it at the time progress. As the season go. Of course they got something in the making with that playbook. Chip Kelly is hey, listen, he's a sharp guy, man. He knows exactly what he's doing. I'm gonna call him Santa Claus for the rest of the season because he got a whole lot of gifts and a whole lot of presents with some candy canes for these people out here that's on that schedule. But let's piggyback on Brandon Ennis. He's a complete animal. He can play anywhere on the field. I don't see this kid as a kid
right
on the youth football Optimus feel with my own eyes. Same thing with JJ. JJ is a complete animal. I've been knowing JJ since 9 years old. I've been knowing Brandon since 9 years old.
So
Listen,
my question to you, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off.
probably-
Was Optimus and BI like that since they were little, like that age? Were they always dominant?
I watch this. I check this out. Yes, the answer to your question, yes. But JJ played O line once upon a time, and I guess coaches don't.
O line.
Let's check it out. What you play O line? Coaches don't know too much, but at the end of the day, the best athletes do play O line when you are playing youth football. And look at them now,
Yeah.
like the number one receiver in the country. Like, make it make sense. But man, listen, I watched the kid. We were on the same park, and I did not know he left the part that he played O line at. He left that part and came to the part that me and KJ was at. And I did not know he was on that team until I started seeing some video clips. And everybody said, "Yeah, man, he was on that." I said, "Man, listen, the kid is a machine, man." And when he got to high school and transferred from one high school to the high school to KJ, because he came to the same high school where KJ was a senior and he was
Yeah.
a sophomore. And man, listen here, his first game when he got transferred,
Yeah.
he set the tone immediately. Set the tone immediately, man. So listen, the kid a machine, man. And listen, only thing that could stop him, man, I don't even want to say the word because
Yeah, we're not gonna
what I'm
say
saying.
it.
No,
We
we're
could
not
just
gonna
think
say
it. We're not gonna
man.
say it out loud.
The kid is a beast, man.
Right.
Same thing with Brandon Enoch, a beast. I know these kids personally,
Right.
and I know what they can do, and they gonna do it, man. So only
Yep.
thing we can do is, as for me, I'm a parent, I'm a coach, I'm always a teacher, so it don't make a difference. It just don't start. It's in my DNA, and that's what I do. Cause I got an 11-year-old that play ball as well. So guess what? Listen, y'all gonna see it at the season goes, and man, y'all be like, man, what is going on here? Y'all remember back in 1999 with the Rams
Yeah.
had Horry Hopes and
Yeah.
and they were doing
Isaac Bruce
man, listen, this
and
gonna be
Marshall Faulk.
that's gonna be Ohio State. Watch.
Yep.
They gonna be
The
right
greatest
on
show
going
on
all
turf.
summer. Oh my God. Woo! Get
The
ready for
greatest
hey,
show on turf.
to all the fans, grab your popcorn and your cherry Slurpee, your Pepsi, Coke, whatever you gonna grab, and your gummy bears, grab them.
Cujo wants to say something.
Cool Joe.
What's
Cujo,
up,
I don't know.
Cujo?
Yeah, this dude thinks I'm dirty or something. I don't have any dinner in my beard or anything. Cujo, look at
What's
yourself
up,
in the
Angie? I like Angie's comment.
Yeah,
No one should
hey.
be kissing Devan other than me.
My baby's in the chat. What up, babe?
Devin said you gotta share them.
Hey, I'm out that conversation.
Yeah.
But hey, I had a fun fact. You probably already know this, Brad, being down there. So when JJ was younger, they played a team from Georgia that featured KJ Bolden. And Optimus
That's all
Prime.
Buford.
Huh? Yeah.
Buford, right?
Yeah. And Optimus Prime was Optimus Priming out there and
KJ
destroying. So when people were like,
KJ played that game.
what? Huh?
KJ ain't play that game because he was hurt.
Oh, he did it?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
That when they won 7-0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he didn't play?
KJ didn't play. 'cause he
Bolden?
was hurt. No, KJ. My son.
Okay, got you. So that would have been even worse. But like for everybody hyping up Ryan Williams for cooking up KJ, I mean, Optimus has been doing that since he was little. So
Man, he been
I
doing
mean,
this
nothing
since he was 9
special,
years
nothing
old.
different over here.
Yes, and he making a statement.
Right.
Hey, did I hear?
Because he underestimated him.
Did I hear you guys say that we're going to move JJ to the O line? Is that what I heard you guys say earlier?
He started at the O line.
Yeah.
When he
did
was
not do
younger,
that.
they put him in the O line before he went to wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, hey, I told the chat I'd bring Cujo in here. I don't want to be cleaned by him anymore. He got me good enough to say bye, Cujo. Bye.
Hey, what do you feed? Hold up, before you get rid of him, what do you feed Cujo? I'm just wondering that.
So Cujo, one of his favorite snacks is grapes, and then there's like waffle crisps. He loves those, but cat food is mainly what he eats.
Oh, really?
But I buy him fresh fruit every week, so he eats fruits. And then in our backyard, He's got about, I would say, 2,000 to 3,000 little tiny holes dug where he digs up bugs and beetles and grubs, and
He's
then
a
licked
beast.
me in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a beast.
Yeah,
He'll be
Yeah,
that's
right.
real love right there, man. That's dedication, love right there. You know what I'm
I've had him
saying?
since he was 2 days old, man. You know, he's my baby. But I tell you, he's a wild animal, so he gets a little crazy every once in a while.
So if
That's
you
in
can
his
handle
nature.
that, you could definitely handle some kids, Dev. I'm planning on seeing some kids with you and Angie, huh? In the future.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see. You never know. Hey, I'll be
Yeah.
right back, y'all.
All right.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, man, they those are some legit playmakers, ball players. But y'all gonna see as the time goes. So Brandon Ennis, I would love to see him on the field more
Me too.
going forward. But like I told y'all last night, I do feel that he will run a return back. It don't matter, kickoff or punt return, whatever it is. I feel like he's gonna run back one this week against Iowa.
That's what we're looking for. If he does that, man, you gotta go buy my lotto ticket.
Hey, these boys hungry, man. These boys hungry. You can see it, man. When
Yeah.
they hungry, like they real hungry. They want to make things happen all the time, just like the fans, you know. But
Right.
listen, man, this is football, man. This is a checker and a chess game, man. You go fast, you go slow sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You got to
So
take,
what's your thought on this upcoming game? What you think's gonna happen?
man. You really want to answer?
Yeah, I do.
Man,
Inquiring minds want to know.
they gonna diminish Iowa. I don't care what Iowa have. Ohio State have too much. They have too much ammunition, and man, they got so many ammunition. It'll make no sense. Them people could unload a clip and load a clip at the same time while the
Yeah.
clip has been empty. Man, they gonna diminish Iowa, and I'm gonna predict the score 42-10.
Ooh. I don't think Iowa's gonna get 10. I got them at 3.
That's it.
Because I think they're one dimensional. They're
They
gonna
are.
do is try to run. They can't
Thank
throw.
you.
So I think
Thank you.
I think they get 3 points probably.
Yes. The D line gonna eat. The D line gonna eat this game right along with the linebackers. They gonna eat. They gonna eat real good. They gonna eat some steak, some lobster, some shrimp,
Right.
some asparagus, some mashed potatoes, fully loaded. They gonna eat. They gonna eat real good this game, like for real.
And I think the offense is gonna just name their number. Real quick, see you later, Angie. She Dev, while you were
But
gone, she said she can't handle you, Cujo, and kids.
well, bye, babe. Love you. She tried calling me. She tried calling me. I texted her and said, "Hey, I'm live." She said, "Yeah, I know. I see you." So while she sees me live, she's trying to call. So
She probably wants you to put her on speakerphone so she could talk.
nah, you gotta be careful. I gotta script that. I gotta script that.
No filter, huh?
Yeah. Hey. So before we get any further, I got to do something. I'm going to forget. We've got some Buckeye Boys shirts coming. Bread, you got one coming your way too. But I promised the chat every Wednesday, what we're going to do is we're going to do score predictions for the next Buckeye game. Whoever gets the closest to that score prediction is going to win a free Buckeye Boys shirt. If there are people that are tied, we're going to draw your name out of a hat. We're only giving away one Buckeye Boys shirt for now. But essentially, if you guessed the score is going to be 20-3 and you guessed and it was 21-6, that means you're 4 points total off. That's how we're going to do it. So what I need to do is chat. I need you guys to actually, we're going to go around and give our predictions first. Once we have given our predictions, after we're done, chat, you put your predictions in the chat. We'll do it in order. You cannot have the same one as somebody else. So I'm going to attempt to write these down. We're going to see how it goes. Bread, what's your prediction for the game?
42-10.
42-10. Melo.
I'm gonna go. Really, we can name our score on offense. I got 41-3.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
41-3. Man, I had my prediction already. You know what? I'm sticking with 49-3.
Go ahead, chat. Throw your score predictions up in there in the comment section.
Yeah. Okay. So we got ABH took
38-6.
38-6. And then what I want to do while I'm doing this, I'll look in the chat. Let's talk about the fact that a lot of people are saying that this game against Iowa is going to be a test on how we're going to play that team up north. So I don't know what you all would talk about if you went into the kind of things you think we're going to see on defense and offense, but get into that while I write down some of these scores here.
So I can see that personally because, I mean, they're very similar. Neither team could throw the ball. They can't complete a forward pass, especially the team up north. So I can see it being very similar. I think Iowa has the better running back. I think the team, and they both have great tight ends. So I think in terms of our defense, we're going to shut down the run. We got a tight end, so let's see who they're gonna put on the tight end. Is it gonna be Lathan, or are they gonna put Sonny out there? You know what I mean? So see what's up with that. And I think offense, we're just gonna have our way. It's gonna be whatever we want to do, and I think that's how it's gonna be every game. To be honest with you, the DC has to pick whether they're gonna shut down the run or they're gonna shut down the pass. You're not doing both.
Most definitely, I totally agree with that one. They're gonna. Since the season started, no running back got over what? No running back, individual, ain't never get over 50 yards on the defense.
Yeah.
Nobody. So guess what? The D line and the linebackers for eat. They for eat real good. They for eat real good. So guess what? Case closed.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
This is hard.
What's so hard?
Trying to do both, right?
Yeah.
This was a bad idea. We got to come up with a different system, dude.
Hey, Sean, I disagree. Cade McNamara cannot throw a forward pass. He's a slightly better than Orgy, but Orgy could run and scramble more than him. So I just don't see it at all.
Hey,
I think if he does try to throw, when they try to throw, it's going to be pick sixes. I got Denzel Burke with a pick six, and I got Caleb Downs with a pick.
It's going to be a lot. Hey, I believe the defense going to have 3 picks.
Yeah.
They're going to have like I believe they're going to have 4 fumbles on the defense. They're going to eat. They're going to eat this game. They really going to eat. They're going to annihilate these people. They're going to beat these people bad, like and embarrass them, make a statement, because the talk is that, you know, we start off slow. Hey, it's football. You got to take what the defense give you, and you got to take what the offense give you, and that's how you go. And then you just make your adjustment from there.
Yeah.
They're gonna beat these people bad. They're gonna beat these people bad. A one-dimension team.
Yep. And the crazy thing is the one guy that's the one-dimensional, and the biggest part of it is the one talking smack. And like, you ain't had these paws on you when you about to feel it, and we're gonna see if you talking after the game.
Man,
Mister, I didn't get an offer.
Okay, well, you gonna wish you didn't never have an offer, or came to the Big Ten and want to talk smack on Ohio State.
Yep. He's gonna wish he took that Cincinnati offer.
Yeah.
Hey, Blitz, your score got taken, man. Uncle Bubba came in, took your 46-10, 56-10. So Blitz, put yourself a new score in there. And I'm just going to take screenshots of the chat next time and go from there.
But the good thing, Dev, is like the live stays up. So you can always scroll back through the live conversation even after we post it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I can do that. I can scroll all the way back through it. But yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I like that. We're going to get tested with our number 3 run defense in the nation. They are Iowa. So we only allow like 60 some yards per game. Iowa's like the number 5 rushing team with 250 yards per game. So it's a pretty good matchup to see, you know, how stout we're going to be on our D-line there. Tyleek Williams is back as well, so that's definitely going to help. But I think we're going to eat our second. Yeah, if they attempt to throw a pass like you guys were saying, it's over with for sure.
And we got to think about it. They talk about Iowa's defense, right? Like it's the greatest thing on earth. But who have they played? What offense? Iowa State, was that the best offensive team they played? Like, you know what I'm saying? They haven't played anybody.
Who they play last week? Who they play last week?
Iowa State. I think they lost.
No, not
They
last
had an
week.
off week last week, didn't they? I think the week before that they played Iowa State, their last game.
And Iowa State beat them, right?
Yep.
So Iowa State is undefeated, right? Ain't Iowa State 4-0?
Iowa State, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, they're going to lose again.
I wish they didn't lose because they would have got ranked in the top 25 and we would have had a ranked win.
And then the game
You
would
know,
have
that's
been
all
more
these
hype.
people look at.
Yeah, and the game would have been
They
more
can't
hype than
because
what it
the
is
problem is a lot of these commentators, most of these commentators and people that are part of the national media don't understand the concept of football or don't even watch the games completely. So they're not analyzing the games. They can't be like, oh, it looks like this against this team. That what they're doing is going to travel to whoever they play. You know what I'm saying? They can't do that and be a visionary. That's why they're still down. Oh, they didn't play anybody. You know, Bama beat Georgia. That's a down Georgia team. They're already overrated. I've been saying that since the offseason. Like, Carson Beck is going to regret coming back. He should have left and went pro last year. They don't have that many weapons. The defense is very talented, but they're young. They're not as experienced. You know what I'm saying? So,
do Georgia play Tennessee this season?
Yeah, they play Tennessee.
Another loss. I like Tennessee.
Yeah.
Hey, real fast, Blitz. I'm going to give you your 56-10. If 56-10 wins, I'll give both y'all shirts, man, because I do remember Blitz. I've seen him in other chats say that was a score, so it's the only time I'm going to do that. But so Iowa, they played Illinois State, beat them 40-0. They played Iowa State, they lost 20-19. They played Troy. They let Troy score 21 points on them.
Yeah,
is Troy good this year? Minnesota scored 14 points on them, and Iowa only scored 31 points on Minnesota's defense. So, yeah, I like, based off those games and listening and seeing the scores, I really like our odds there, for sure, no doubt. There's a couple things I wanted to touch on before we wrap this thing up. Of course, in recruiting, there's a couple guys that people were a little bit worried on flipping. So there's a couple recruits that are coming to visit for this Iowa game, and a couple of them are on that list, and it can settle us down a little bit. So first off, we got Brady Edmonds, the 2027 quarterback, who I believe is going to be a Buckeye. We've got some good news on the O-line too, because Will Conroy, Adam Guthrie, and Maxwell Riley are all coming to visit for the Iowa game. Yes, all
we gotta learn how to use the sound effect thing with the claps, so we can put the fake claps in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about time, Justin Fry, you finally listen to us. We gotta turn that heat up on you when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, Justin Fry. If Adam Guthrie doesn't walk out there with an offer, I'm telling you something else, man.
The pitchforks will be back out.
Yeah, I'm posting a
what year he coming out?
26.
Yeah.
26. So guess what? The only way he gonna commit is they beat Michigan.
You think so?
Yeah, because that's what it boils down to. You gotta remember, this is the biggest rivalry in college football. You got Oklahoma and Texas second, right? So listen, when these kids go into recruitment, listen, and they Ohio State, the Alabama, listen. But when it comes to Ohio State, they want to beat Michigan. They want to beat the team up north. Excuse me for saying the word Michigan, but the team up north, in order for them kids to commit, you gotta beat Michigan. That's like a meal ticket to come to Ohio State and make it official.
Yeah. So Mika has a question for you, Bread. She said, "Why do they call you Bread?"
that's my childhood. That's my childhood name. It's another word that go to it, but we're not gonna talk about that. we're gonna leave it just how it is. But that's my childhood name. That my mom named me when she was craving, when she was pregnant with me. So that's what she was craving. So really, my nickname is Cornbread.
I love that cornbread though. Cornbread, nothing beats a good slice of cornbread if you know how to make it. Not one of them dry little thin pieces. You need that thick cornbread that got that flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they cut the so the fellas cut the corn off with an eighth grade. They cut it off. Then went to high school and it just took off from there. So I still get called that from time to time. That going to tell you where everybody know where we from, and it just I'm 42 years old, so they've been going ever since. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So there's several 2025 recruits that are committed that are coming in, but I wanted to list these three because I feel like these three have been brought up as flip watches. So Zion Grady's coming in, Pettijohn's coming, and Charvos Alfred, he's coming in as well. So
what they position?
So
two
we
linebackers, one is a DN.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms
One
of
of the
Zion
DN.
Grady, that's pretty big because Zion Grady, here's the background. All the people around him are huge Penn State fans. He lives in the Philadelphia area, and he depends on them to get around. And they keep taking him to Penn State visits. But this one, they finally are going to bring him and drive him to Ohio State.
Well, aren't you talking about Zion Grady's the defensive end from
that's from
Alabama?
Denver. Okay,
you're talking about Zahir Mathis.
Yeah, but Ziggy Grady wasn't. I didn't see anybody talking about him flipping.
I have. I just brought it up in boards. People just simply because where he's from. There's no evidence to back that up. But
yeah, I don't believe any of them are flipping. To be honest with you,
no, I don't
now,
either.
If it was Zahir Mathis, then yeah.
You never know, Melo. You never know.
You never. I know somebody come with a bag, but I'm just saying right now, I don't see it. They don't give off those vibes right now.
Yeah.
Keyword you said was bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's from Ziggy's from Alabama. Yeah.
And I feel let me say this, when I feel like this when it comes to recruitment, a complete ball player, they won't even worry about money. They're just if you first of all, it's a privilege to get offered one, right? So when you get a full ride scholarship and if you have a goal to go to the next level, it could be NFL, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? If your goal is to go to the NFL, why money is involved? When you get to the NFL, you're gonna make money regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this piggyback to my son. Listen, my son got a huge support team. He don't need no money.
Right.
Man, go play football and go live your dream.
Amen.
And then some of these players and parents, I don't know their situation, none of them, you know what I'm saying? So, but I salute to them. But guess what? That stuff is going to hurt them in the long run.
Right.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they ain't going to know how to adjust. And they going to lose themselves. And guess what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel with DeCorian Moore. You see what Hartline's doing with these wide receivers. And you want to go out to Oregon because they gave you a bigger bag?
No, you know what it is? They don't want to fight for a position. It's not the bag. They don't want to work, man. They don't want to work. They want to start off the back. You know what I'm saying? But
that's gold. That's gold right there too. Chad, if you're listening to this and you follow recruiting, listen what Bread just said, man, and what he said. This is why we love you being on here, and this is why we want to get more parents on there to hear their perspective of it. But to hear that your son has the support group that instills those morals and ethics into him, that, hey, live your dream and the rest will come. That's just a beautiful thing, and it's being lost in this nil transfer portal world. Beautiful example is you could look at J.J. Smith. Did he get paid a lot of money to come here? Yes, he did. But the dude is focused and he's playing ball. And look at the opportunities that are coming to him because he's focused and playing ball. Like Ohio State didn't give him all those offers. It was he went out on the field. He is executing on the field. He is doing his thing. And people are reaching out to him, giving him nil offers, companies and stuff, wanting him to come on and do it. So, but the bigger goal, like Brett said, NFL, come in, live your dream, play the game, fall in love with it, stay in love with it. And the rest will follow. So I loved hearing you say that, man. That's a little nugget, dude. A lot of people need to hear that for sure.
The kids don't want to fight. They don't want to fight for a position, man. You know, and this way, everything just being torn apart because money. We know money gonna make an issue, but if you're not worth it, man, please Man, go do something with yourself. Like for real, man.
How you
You
gonna
worry
ask for
about
Optimus Prime money? Come on, you're not
come on,
Optimus Prime, bro.
man.
Yeah.
Like you need a
you're not.
reality check. Bye.
Yeah.
Chris
you ain't-
Henry's coming in next year. You're not him either. He's coming in the 26 class. You're not Chris Henry or Optimus.
man, and guess what? And JJ showing it on live national TV week by week, man. Come on,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, he doing it in practice.
Yep.
That's where it started at.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take it out on the warfield. And guess what? he doing it there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? But we
Right.
got these kids don't want to fight for a position, man. We said all the time. Check this out. And within the last 2 weeks, the UNLV quarterback, he started week 3 because he wanted to get into the transfer portal. And then they had another and they just had one earlier this Monday. Man, bro, that's crazy.
Right.
That what you your loyalty, you don't have no loyalty to nobody. That's my
Right.
opinion, and I'm gonna stick to it. You
Yep.
just showing yourself how loyal you are. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. You just quit on your team because what? You want some money or you were promised. Listen, people lie all day.
Yep.
Video don't lie, but humans do. But listen to me, man. Money is the love of money is the root of all evil.
Amen. That's what I was about to say.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
The love of money is the root of all evil. Man, listen,
Yeah.
here. If you love money, you'll do anything for a dollar, and I can't trust you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
feel you. Hey, the
I get
chat
that.
wants to know who we will see in the Big Ten
Championship.
championship game. Yes.
Ooh, that's a hard one to
That's
say right now.
interesting. I like Illinois. I like Illinois over there, bro. Illinois looking good.
Hey, I'm about to do this to her. See, check us out. She just called me live. See, she
Oh.
called me again. I answered this time. And babe, you're live right now.
Hey, Angie.
She gave us the peace sign. She gonna be so mad. I'm in trouble. But yeah, okay. Sorry, lost focus.
You good?
So who'd you guys say? Brett, who'd you say in the Big Ten title game?
Oh man, it's Michigan is not going to be there. I know that for a fact. But I
No.
like Illinois. Illinois looking good, man. Them people fighting. They fight.
Dang.
They fight.
Over
fight.
Oregon.
I like Illinois.
Oh, I love it. I like the pick, dude. That's nasty.
And then
I
at
like it.
Illinois, I got a kid over there play quarterback. Torrey Carr Jr., number 5. I coached that kid, and I went
okay.
and I went to school with his daddy.
Nice.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
So listen,
Melo?
I like Illinois.
Yeah, I like it. Throwing a wrench in the game.
This is a really hard question right now. I
It-
don't
it
think
is
it's
hard.
Oregon.
It's hard.
I don't think it's Penn State because they're losing to us. I gotta do it. I'm going with the home team, Rutgers. Are
Yeah.
you?
Ooh.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nah, that's a strike. That's a strike. Now that's a strike.
Bro, I
I
about said that.
forgot about them.
Hey, 'cause
they
check
got-
this
their
out.
schedule is very favorable. They don't play any of the big boys, including Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. They don't play any of them. They play USC, but I think they could dominate USC. Their O-line and D-line play is a lot more physical than USC, and their running back is incredible.
And who
So
does
I think, and then they got Greg Schiano. I think he's a better coach than Lincoln Riley.
Oh yeah,
flat
most
out.
definitely.
So
That's
Illinois
That's
play?
legendary. That's
That's their hardest game, and I would have picked Indiana, but they got to play us too, so they're going to.
Oh, I forgot about them too. Oh yeah, good. They played the game before Tuma North. Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
go
trying
with
to see
Rutgers.
who Illinois plays.
I like
Okay,
Illinois.
so they play Purdue, then team up north. I think they beat them. Oh, Illinois plays Oregon too.
Ooh.
Then they play Rutgers. Yeah, so
That's going to
dude,
be a tough game for Oregon.
Yeah.
Do not sleep, Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, that,
I think Oregon could maybe pull it out, but it's going to be rough.
it gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
yeah.
Illinois is not a
It-
pushover.
No,
It
not
is
at all.
interesting to see how they're gonna do this thing this year. Because what do you do when a bunch of teams are 11-1? You know, like you got
Well,
one
they do
they go by
strength
the
of records.
strength of record and stuff. Yeah, dang.
Yeah,
We're still
it's
gonna run
always,
into.
It's always gonna boil down to the strength of record. Always
Yeah.
the strength of the.
So then
I
that
mean,
goes
of the
against Rutgers. Then that's not a good case for Rutgers.
But I don't think
Unless-
Rutgers going to lose. I'm just saying it right now, and that's why I picked them. I think they're
Okay,
going. I think they're
so-
going to walk through their schedule.
So if they walk through the schedule, do they get in over an 11-1 Oregon team?
Yes,
It's a
they got the
possibility.
record.
It's a
They got
possibility.
an undefeated record.
You
It's
think
a
they'll do
possibility.
that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There is the
Yeah.
two best records because there's no divisions anymore.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if they're
That's
undefeated, we're undefeated. That's who we playing.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah. Like, is that what it is? Straight up.
That's what it is.
And how about this?
Dude.
If Oregon don't beat the team 20+ points for the rest of their schedule, they will be jumped.
Yeah. And then because you got Penn State too, in there as well.
And that's actually my blood little cousin Caleb. Shout out to you, Caleb, and all the good ones out there. That's
Nice.
they all from the 513 Nasty Natty.
Hey, final thing before we get off here. Good old Urban Meyer had a couple things to say about the team up north. He was asked this same question. Can the team up north win the Big Ten title? He said a lot, but I'm going to read to you direct quotes. Now, I split the quote up, so there's some stuff in the middle, like he said some stuff, and then he would say, I like that they're a really physical team, whatever, bro. But this is what he said. He said, that's a firm no. He said, they can't. There's zero chance with that kind of balance. You're going to get zero coverage every snap, and you will see that number disappear. At some point, it will be 9 up, and the run will get stopped. Old Urban coming in there. That's
Hot.
It's a firm no.
And Will Johnson will get exposed again in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
Marvin
with
Harris
Greg
Jr.
on
last
that.
year. He
Yep.
got JJ. He got Abuka. He got Tay. Listen, he gonna get exposed regardless of what.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to jump routes on us. It's gonna be beautiful.
Though touchdown.
Yeah, I know,
Every
right?
time. Touchdown.
But yeah, I figured I'd drop that.
Take an injury.
Yeah, I figured I'd drop that little nugget. Figured Buckeye Nation will love hearing that from old Urban Meyer about the team up north. But you fellas got any final thoughts before we jump off here?
No, sir. We just gonna wait on for Saturday, and after that we come back again and run it back again.
Amen.
I appreciate everybody joining us for the chat. Stay positive, keep your head up, and keep grinding through the week. I know it gets tough, but soon Saturday will be here, and the Buckeyes will be playing, and you guys will be thoroughly entertained by the BTA that's about to be handed out to Iowa. Shout out Dev Sanchez.
Amen.
I'm gonna add a couple more things. I got 3 principles that I sent to my kids or anybody, and add it to your daily routine. Number 1, fundamental. Number 2, do it with your heart. Number 3, have fun when you live a life.
Amen. Love it. Couldn't have said it any better, man, for sure. Yeah, we appreciate the chat. Appreciate everybody that showed up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget we're a fan channel. If you want to come on here and join us for a live, shoot us an email at thebuckeyeboys@gmail.com. That's with 3 Z's. If you're having trouble finding us on YouTube, go to buckeyeboys.com. That's with a Z. It'll take you right to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to a certain number of subscribers and view hours. So if you could really help us get our name out there, because YouTube won't allow us to do certain things until we reach a certain number of subscribers and view hours. So we could really use the chat's help. I know we're a newer channel, but I want this thing to grow. I want it to grow for the fans. I want y'all to be able to see a different perspective. We invite anybody on here, everybody on, parents. We got messages out to a lot of people, so we need the subscriptions to go up, views and likes and all that. We want it to go up for y'all's entertainment, so y'all can have something to tune into, and so you guys can have a big platform to come on and speak your mind and speak what you want. No strings attached here, man. We say whatever. So we love y'all. We appreciate you.
Hey, fun fact. It's gonna be hard for me down here because a lot of Florida State criminals
Oh God.
and a lot of tropical storm depressions down here. Listen, it's gonna be hard for me to get some people to prescribe.
I know, man. I'm right in the Semiscrolls nation down here, boy.
Exactly.
I could throw a rock and hit their field. But anyway, hey, love y'all. Appreciate you. Go Buckeyes. OH.
Oh.
IO.